Hello everyone, I'm Narayani. I have around 17 years of experience in IT industry. I have a passion for coding and worked on a number of development projects using Microsoft technologies. I would like to share my technical expertise with all of you through some quick videos. So now let's get started. Today's topic of discussion is debugging with Visual Studio tips and tricks. This is part 1 of the video where I will cover the basics. We .NET developers spend around 80% of our time with Visual Studio, and debugging is a process which every developer does day in and day out. In this quick video, we are going to go through a real-time scenario to set the background of what debugging is all about, and number 2 is basic debugging tips with Visual Studio. The target audience of this would be someone who is relatively new to .NET coding. Okay, let's get started with a real-time scenario. Say we are building a big application for a hospital, and patient registration is one such module. So this is a real-time scenario. Say you go to a hospital, the first thing they would ask you to do is to register yourself. So to register yourself, we have to fill a number of forms, and basically the admin staff enters these details in the application, starting from the patient's personal details, patient's contact details, then they get the patient's family history, and we get the patient's health history, his own health history. There are a number of forms for this. There will be a number of questionnaires, and say for example there is a questionnaire which is like, are you diabetic? If the answer to this particular question is yes, then the application has to go to the next form, which is to get the patient's history details. So this will be a detailed form for that particular ailment. If he says no, then we move subsequently to the next form to get the next set of details. So this is how it goes on, so on and so forth. In fact, even after entering the patient's history details, he should be routed to the form 2 to get the next set of details. So this goes on, so on and so forth in the same way, and until we give all the details, or rather the application gets all the details of that particular patient. Now we are debugging, say we are debugging this flow, and we have entered all the details starting from the personal details, contact details, family history details, and our interest is in the patient's history detail. Say there is a bug reported in this particular screen. Say the patient's details, for example the patient's history details in the form 1 is not getting saved successfully or whatever. So we want to debug through this particular screen. So after filling all these details, instead of giving a yes here for which the application opens up the history details screen, we give a no. And then we realize this only when we are stepping through. We generally get annoyed as it is an absolute waste of time and it's a boring task as well. So this is exactly where debugging techniques help. What if we can undo whatever we did by mistake? Come, let's do that. Let's try that with a sample program. This is a sample program that I have. This is the same program that I had used in my earlier video of self-code review. It's a simple program. It gets a user student's name, unique ID and age separated by commas, validates them, splits them, and then finally prints that on the screen. Okay, let's try this sample program. If I have to debug this program, I will have to have breakpoints in the code. So let me keep a breakpoint over here after the split is successful. To keep a breakpoint, I either click on this particular pane or I can do F9. F9 is a shortcut key to introduce a breakpoint in code. Now let's run this program. It asks for a student's name, unique ID and age separated by commas. Let me try this entry. Tina, AB002 and age 99. I had entered an age value of 99 and I realized this only when I try to debug through this. So the code has hit the breakpoint. In this particular stage, we have already split the values. So if you have to get the value of age, you can do two things. One, hover over age, so that gives the value. So you can see the value of 99, or you can get this value in the immediate window. To open up the immediate window, either click here, down below you can see something called the immediate window, you click over here, or you can use the shortcut key Ctrl Alt I. Personally, I prefer using shortcut keys as that is much more easier. So to get the value of age, I just type the variable name and press enter. So this gives a value of 99. Now I don't want this value 99. So now what can I do is I will have to change the execution flow, which means that I have to get the user input again so that he will type in the correct value. Now let me go here. So ideally I will have to go to this statement to get the user input, or basically to enter the comment to get the user input and get it. Okay, so how can I do that is I can just right click and say set next statement. Okay, so I can do set next statement and you can see that the line of execution has come over here. And if you notice, there is a shortcut key to this, which is Ctrl Shift F10. I can make use of this shortcut key and that's much more easier. Now let me use that shortcut key Ctrl Shift F10 to come over here. Now if I say F10, okay, now I have an option to enter the details again. Now I'm going to enter the correct details, which is AB002, and say I enter 9. I press F5. The age value is now correct, which is set to 9. Alternatively, when this value is wrong, I can also set this value in the immediate window. I press Ctrl Alt I and I can say age equal to 9. This sets the age value correctly. Now let me see if the age value is set correctly. So I can use the up and down arrows to run through the previous commands that I have typed in the immediate window. So I press age, enter. Now it's set correctly. I can set the age to another value of say 10, and you see that the age value is now set to 10. Okay, so this is a small program, and so you are able to see it like this. Say you have, in the real-time scenario, you have a huge program and you want to monitor a particular variable again and again when you debug through the code. It could be a calculated value for which you just want to view it. You want to give an eyeball view over that particular value again and again. So instead of opening up the immediate window and filling in the command, I can pin this value. So what is meant by pinning is, say there's an icon over here, pin icon over here. If I click that, then this particular value gets pinned. I can move it over to any portion of my screen. So now if you see, let me enter another set of details, say Shobha, AB003 and 10, and press enter. Here if you see, the value of age gets automatically set here in the pinned region. So this is very helpful in a real-time scenario. Now coming back to our particular scenario of patient registration, how will we apply the debugging technique here? A real-time code for this would be something like this. You have a boolean variable, go to history detail 1, and this particular variable gets the details, is getting set based on this function, can go to history detail 1. The complete business logic of whether what needs to be checked to go to the detail 1 is handled over here in this function. So once you get the detail, and if this particular boolean variable is true, then you are redirected to the patient history detail 1 screen, else you are redirected to the patient history form 2 screen. Now let's assume, like what I said before, I have entered a wrong value which has made us to come to this part of the code, which is response.redirect, and you have a breakpoint set here, and that's when you realize that you have entered an incorrect data. Okay, so what you can do is you can go over here and say Ctrl Shift F10, which will change the execution flow, and you will be redirected to the screen that you intended to debug. So that's one way. Or if you had realized here itself, what you can do is you can just pin this value, to make sure you don't commit this mistake again, or you just want to go over this particular value to see if you had not done any mistake. Okay, so you can pin it and you can change the value of this in the immediate window. So that sets the value. Say you have got a true over here, you have got a false over here. I can set this to true to redirect to the patient history detail screen. So that's how the real time works. Now a quick recap. So you can, the debugging techniques, what we have learned so far is, in order to change the execution flow, we can do a Control Shift F10 and we can pin any data which is of interest to us. I believe that this video will definitely help anyone who is relatively new to programming with Visual Studio. Thank you and thanks for watching. Have a great day.